Welcome, 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 welcome. It is a beautiful, beautiful Monday, and I am so happy to be back live streaming. Shout out to everybody that will be coming into the chat. Remember, if you coming into the chat, remember it doesn't cost anything to hit the like buttons. It doesn't cost a dime to hit the like button. So if you're coming into the chat, it would be so great to see you guys hit the like buttons. Also share the video. Also subscribe if you are a person who just watch the video because I watch the analytics all the time, and there are a lot of people who follow me, and there's a lot of people who just stay in the bushes and they watch the content but they don't subscribe to the content. So it would be very, very nice and gracious to be able to subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content. If you dislike anything that I say or do, you can hit the dislike button. Okay, you can hit the dislike button. You can either hit the like button or you can hit the dislike button. So I will be going on in just a few seconds. I'll give that one more time. One more time. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. It is a beautiful Monday. Even though they have scattered showers out there, we do understand that they have scattered showers out there. There's a lot of rain in the area, you know what I'm saying? All across the United States, we've been dealing with a lot of weather. I'm a truck driver, so when y'all see me in the truck, I'm just getting ready to go to work. That just is what it is. So I'm taking a break and taking time to get off and still be able to share and do my content and streaming and continuously talking about a lot of things that are out here. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all when I started my content, it was going to be more than just speaking about my Indian content all day long and stuff like that. So I chose to do other things. Okay, but what I am going to talk about is what I see, what's going on with what's happening. Um, the consequences of deportations of the immigrants, okay? Because one of the reasons why they wanted to deport the immigrants is because they were there. And I said this many times that the United States understand that a lot of the immigrants are having babies, just like rabbits. They're having babies. They're populating. And sooner or later, if they keep allowing illegal immigrants in America, it's going to be majority Mexicans in America. That just is what it is. Latinos will overpopulate America if we do not guard the borders, because we talked about many that black people are not having babies, and we talked and so-called black people just not having babies because we talked about Margaret. We talked about how the lady put many of with Planned Parenthood, how they basically talked our women into having abortions and stuff like that. And back there was a time where black people were populating. and they were having babies. Now we have young ladies who go to the abortion clinics, and they'll rather abort their child than have babies. You remember when your grandmother had like 18 children? Some of y'all grandmothers had 15 and 18 children. I know a man who grandmother who had 25 children. So black people used to populate. They're not having babies like they used to because, like I said, their Planned Parenthood was targeting our neighborhoods. They put them in our neighborhoods. They put that in our neighborhoods. So our women, they're not having children at a high rate. Okay, and the same thing that's going on with YT women. YT women are not having babies because, um, the civil rights movement allowed gay women to have rights. The civil rights gave they women rights, and they women, instead of having babies, they women became they are bread women winners in their own household. They are now they're now more, what's more important, they want to be CEOs. They're working, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're not just in the kitchen anymore. They're not just having babies like they used to. So YT women, so these people are trying to bring in more European countries so they can have more white babies because they're just not having white babies. Whether Latino people, they got to keep them out of this country because they're populating. They're having babies here like rabbits. They're having babies. And the more they're having babies, the more threat they're going to be to Americans. And that's the reality of what it is. That's what it is. That's just the honest truth. The more that the immigrants come in here and drop their babies off, they're having babies. And our peoples are not having babies. Okay? Populating. We was populating at one time. But we got, our women got convinced on it and on abortions. One of the worst things that could have happened to our people. That's one of the worst things, was convincing our women that they shouldn't, that they, having babies is a bad thing. You have 4 children. Oh, you got too many children. You got 3 children. That's too many children. Oh, you can't afford it. And that's the mindset that they have in our people. Okay? Sooner or later, we won't be big on numbers. We won't be in second in line because Latinos are surpassing us. So with this content, what I'm talking about, I have been on Twitter, and there are many sites. And I go on some of my troll pages on Twitter. And I like to listen to what supremacists think. And there's this group of white farmers who think that now that the Latinos are not working their crops anymore, picking strawberries and shit, they really believe, hey, Milestone, they really believe that we're going to go right back into the fields. They believe we are going back into the fields. Okay? They think we're going to go back into the fields because the difference between when we were working the fields, we didn't get paid for it. Latinos get paid for it, where then black people, so-called black people in America, had to do it for free. So they're trying to convince us, they think that we don't have jobs, and they think that we don't do anything. We don't work in corporate America. In their mindset, and listen, if you think that I'm just making this up, it's on Twitter. And there are many of these people who represent MAGA or whatever they believe in, and they believe that the blacks are going to get back into the fields and work and pick strawberries and work and picking things. But they don't understand, if you're going to get blacks back in the field, you got to pay for it. Blacks are not just going to go into nobody's fields without paying. See, YT people are some of the most laziest people. That's why they push black people. They tried to force us to work the field. Shout out to D. Harris. And they're trying to convince our people to get back into the fields. But the difference is, you didn't pay us when we were in the fields. You didn't pay us. We were picking cotton and tobacco and sugar cane, and we were doing it for free. The difference is, Latinos was getting paid, whether it's less money or more, they were getting paid. So you go on Twitter and You go on Twitter, and I see most of this stuff happening. And you go on Twitter, and you see this happening. So okay, I had to come back on. Give me 1 second. I had a phone call. I don't know how I got two of my faces on here, but whatever. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Let me know, can you hear me in the chat? I had a phone call, so it kind of messed up. It kind of messed my live up. Let me know, can you hear me in the chat? If you're in the chat, let me know if you can hear me. Can anybody hear me in the chat? Y'all give me a second. Let me know, can you hear me in the chat? If you aren't, let me know, can you hear me in the chat? I'm having some technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. Shout out to Smoke Signal. Give me 1 second. I do not know how this happened. Okay, for whatever reasons, StreamYard has put multiple. I'm not. Thank you, Smoke Signal. Shout out to Smoke Signal in the. Shout out to my brother, Smoke Signal. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead with this because I had some difficulties. Give me 1 second. I hate when this happens. When I get a phone call like this, it throws off everything. That's when people decide to call you, they don't realize they're throwing this off. So back to what I was saying is they're trying to get us to get back into the fields. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get American blacks back into the fields. And they are so delusional. I have seen this on Twitter. I have seen this on multiple outlets where these people are delusional to think that we're going back into the fields. And I talked about this multiple times. The difference between us And the difference between us back in the days, we were doing it for free. And these people are trying to get us back in because of the Latinos. We talked about how the Latinos are going, the Okay, finally we got that clear. Okay. What happens when you deal with phone calls, it throws off StreamYard, okay? When you get a phone call, it will throw off StreamYard. So I apologize for the technical difficulties. I apologize for the technical difficulties. But when somebody call you, it will throw off your StreamYard, okay? So that's what happened to me just a few seconds ago. It kind of throw it off what I'm trying to do here on StreamYard. But that's okay. We'll keep moving. So basically, what we're dealing with is these people want us to go backwards. They think that we are not running corporations. They think that we don't have the jobs, that we're not working. Their mindset is to believe that our people are going to go out back and pick the strawberries. They think that we're going to go out there in the fields and we're going to replace the Latinos on because of the Latinos and realistically replaced us. But the Latinos were getting paid for, where then our people were doing it for free. We talked about this multiple times, that how our people were pulling tobacco, were moving America, more pulling cotton fields, and working in the cotton fields, working in we talked about the sugar cane. We talked about things that we were doing for free, and these people are coming here. They were coming here illegally, and they were getting paid for. Now, and that's why when it really upsets me when I listen to many Latinos talk about we're lazy and we don't want to do the work, but our people didn't want to do it for free. The real lazy is the YT people. Because the YT people will not do it they will not get out in their own fields and get out there and do the work. They're not going to go out there and do that kind of work. But they want your ass to do the work. That's what they want. They want you out there in the fields doing the work. There are, and like I told you, the biggest you have seen this on Twitter. I seen this on Twitter. What's going on, and these private groups that they're having on Twitter, they are trying their best, and we talked about this multiple times, that they're trying their best to come up with an idea on putting us back out there and working their farms. Working their farms. They won't work their farms because it's too much hard work, and they can't get Latinos to do the job, because if they get the Latinos to do the job, they are populating here in America. And in the United States, Europeans will not be the majority of this country if they keep allowing illegal immigrants in this country. I told you before, YT people are not having babies. I told you before, Aboriginal Americans are not having babies. That's what Planned Parenthood was all about. Planned Parenthood was about convincing our women to abort their children, to abort their children. So the days of our grandmother and our aunties who were having 15 to 16 children are not, it doesn't exist anymore. So when you have 4 children, they're going to try to convince your wife. They're going to try to convince your wife or your girlfriend or whoever to have their tubes tied. Where then they're not going to do that with other groups, because they've been trying to stop the population of black people in America. They've been trying to stop our population. And so I've been trying to tell people all along, it's a war. It's a spiritual warfare that's going on. We're going through a spiritual warfare, and we don't realize this stuff. We're dealing with a spiritual fight of existence. And that's why we are losing our numbers. And that the YT people understand. That's why they have to deport Latino people. They have to keep them. They are a threat to America. Their population is a threat to America. The more of these undocumented people who come into America, sooner or later, just like LA, we talked about Terry Anderson. Terry Anderson predicted in 1990. Terry Anderson predict that that these Latinos would overpopulate Los Angeles. In the 1990s, we were watching many movies. We watched all of these movies back in Compton. We would watch how we watched all these Compton movies and stuff like that. And they had a lot of black people and they had a little bit of Latinos. And that was back then. And they were running many of our people in 1990 out of their neighborhoods. They were running them out of their neighborhood. They were unaliving them, moving them out of their schools, terrorizing our people. And you guys don't understand. They've been bringing more and more illegal people into California. And right now, the population, there are more Latinos than black people in Los Angeles, where they used to be black people. It used to be black people. And now Latinos are running Los Angeles. And they soon will be running Texas. The more that they keep coming in, the more that they keep bringing in their people, they're having the babies. And if they don't secure deportation, they don't get these people out of here, half of America will be Latino. Because America has convinced black people that they should not have babies. And YT people, the civil rights movement, also convinced white women are not having babies. And that's why you see they're trying to convince the Afrikaners to come in here. They're trying to convince Ukrainian women to come in here to replace their own women. Because there are a lot of European women, a lot of Caucasian women who are having babies with black men. And they're not having babies with their own kind. And it's a spiritual warfare. So if you go listen to many of these YT people in their strategy was to make sure black people are not having babies. And they're already winning with that because black people have been convinced that having children is a bad thing, when we should be fruitful and multiply. It's not wrong having having children. You soon won't survive. And the more we keep convincing our children, convincing our people it's a bad thing to have children, the more we're not going to survive. We're not going to survive. While all these other nations of people are having children. And we can talk about this all day long. We can sit there and it's just the reality. It's reality. And I talk about this on my channel of the part of surviving. We're not surviving. We're not surviving, family. And the only way we're going to survive is we're going to have to get to the reality of the story of us. We have to have the understanding that it's okay to have children. It's okay to be married. And they have been telling y'all on these social media outlets. I see it on TikTok all the day. They're trying to divide our people, telling our people that it's wrong to be married. That we shouldn't get married. It's wrong to have children. And we don't understand what we're doing to ourselves as existing here in America. We're not going to exist. Because without a man and a woman reproducing, you cannot exist. We talk about this all the time in our American Indian talks. We talk about how could you build a tribe without people? How could you build a tribe without children? You can't build tribes without children, without reproducing. And you guys don't understand. And that's what Latinos are doing. We can criticize them all we want, but these people are reproducing. They're having so many children. And these people, that's why they leaving Mexico to populate here in America. And the government knows this stuff. They knows this, and that's why they're trying to stop them. And they're trying to get us back into the farms. They're trying to get us to work the fields again. They need you to work these fields. But they don't understand this is a new day and time, and our people working in corporations, our people are working, our people have the jobs. Shout out to my brother Dre Cobbs in the house. Shout out to you. And this is the things that I want you guys to understand. When I come in here, I want us to understand deep conversation. I want us to talk about the realization of our survival. And these people, they either want us working their fields or they don't want us to exist. They want us back on the farmlands. They want you picking the strawberries. They want you picking the grapes. Or they either want you 6 feet under in the ground. Or they want your organs. Because you're not useful otherwise to them. Because they are truly the lazy people. These supremacists, you go out there on Twitter, you guys would not believe the discussions in these Twitter groups. Some of the stuff that they're saying about our people. And the plans that they have. They still think that we are the low educated. And they are the most uneducated people. They think that we're the uneducated people. But they are very much uneducated. And these are people who haven't even finished high school. And they think that they're outsmarting us. But they're not outsmarting us. We are well ahead of them. We got to support our people. We got to spend with our people. You guys out here making immigrants great. You make everybody great but us. You don't spend money with us. You don't even trust your own people. And that's the problem I have with our people. We don't trust our people. We would rather have an immigrant do things for us. And we have to start learning how to trust and build with us. If you think about it, during the holidays, that's why I'm so sick of tired of us. I understand. I didn't, shout out to the people who celebrated Juneteenth. I can't vibe with Juneteenth. I can't jump on Juneteenth because I was not raised under Juneteenth. To me, that's a Texas holiday, in my opinion. Shout out to them brothers who got free. Shout out to all the brothers in Texas who was free in Juneteenth. Shout out to you. But I'm so sick of us, being so happy because of holidays. The government gonna give you a holiday to get drunk. They're gonna give you a holiday to celebrate and sit on your ass. No, we need reparations. We need land. Where's our land? Our acres in the mule. Where is that? We gotta get sick and tired of them building statues of Martin Luther King. We ought to get sick and tired of them giving us a holiday. And when we listen, and we always, and I tell you all the time, you see other race of people, when they get bills, they get things that matter in their community. We talk about this all the time. These people don't get holidays. These people get bills that are passed strictly for their people. And these immigrants are in your neighborhood. When you see immigrants, they are in your neighborhood. The immigrants are not in YT communities. They are in your neighborhood, capitalizing off of your people. They're building grocery stores. They're building in communities. They get these nail salons. They get all of these, Arabs. We look at the Arab community. Who you think communities they come into? Islamic people. Who you think neighborhoods they coming into? They're coming into your neighborhood because we support more immigrants than any group of people. We're the economic engine for immigrant people. Where the you will never see a Mexican support a soul food restaurant. Mexican people, you don't see Mexican people hiring black people in a Mexican restaurant. Mexicans will not hire you. Asian people do not hire black people. When have you seen an Asian person in a soul food restaurant? When have you seen Asian people hiring black people? We're the only people that love everybody and welcome everybody. And everybody capitalize off of our people. And we talked about this. Terry Anderson talked about this in 1990. Terry Anderson, y'all go look up Terry Anderson. He talked about how many of these Latinos in Los Angeles, when they become the boss, they don't even hire white people. When they become the boss, they don't even hire white people. They will hire their own. They will hire their cousins. They'll get you fired in corporations. They'll get you fired. They'll tell a boss that you out there sitting on the job taking a smoke break too long. They'll figure a way to get their cousin to replace you. And they will not hire you. When they get into power, they're going to hire their own people. But when you get into power, you're going to hire their people. You're going to hire all people because you're just loving people. And you don't see color. Because you got the heart of gold and all you want is progress. But everybody's capitalizing off of you, but you can't capitalize off of them. That's the differences of our people. Our people open doors for everybody, but who's opened the doors for you? Our ancestors who worked hard for us. And we talked about Black Friday. Who spends the most money on Black Friday? For unnecessary things. Who spends the most money on Black Friday? When holiday season comes, who spends the most money? Who's out here buying their children Michael Jordans? How many times our people was out there buying Tommy Hilfiger, polos? We always bought the foreign name because we thought it was exotic to buy the foreign name. But how many of us buying, you don't see other people buying from our people. They don't support our people, but we support everybody. Nobody. They talked about this in the 70s. They talked about this in the 60s. They were talking about how to sell to the black race of people, how to sell to the Negro. The Negroes in the 70s, in the 60s, even the 50s spent more money than the white people. You can go look at it. It's a documentary, How to Sell to the Negro. The Negro has spent more money than any YT person. Because we love materialistic stuff. We love to look a certain way. And we think it's exotic to get something from European countries. To buy something from a European country, Gucci's and stuff like that. Yeah. And we don't sit there and understand these things. We don't get a good understanding that we are the corporation. We are the vibe. If we would just spend with each other, you know how powerful we would be? Epic. If we would just spend in our own communities with us, do you understand how powerful we would be? Do you understand that our dollars, the miscellaneous shit that we buy, if we would only put that in our own communities, how powerful we would be? And we just don't get it yet. We don't get it yet, family. We just don't get it. And we can talk talk on panels all day long, blame the white man, blame the American Indian, the Native American man, blame the Mexican man, blame everybody but us. We will not sit there and think about us. Reason why we're not up here and we're down here, because we don't trust us. But we trust foreign people. We trust foreign people. We should capitalize off of the immigration that's happened, the deportation. We're gonna have to capitalize off of this. Shout out to my brother, the Bryans, the great the Bryans, that brother right there. Shout out to Bryans. We're going to capitalize, and we should take advantage of Latinos not being here. Of their deportations, we got to take advantage of it. Rather than us opening up our own, we take the carpeted jobs. We go back and we got to go out there and take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Go out there and get our own food truck. Why we not opening up food trucks? Soul food trucks. Why we not out here getting food trucks for ourselves? Because you're never going to see Mexicans at that food truck. You're never going to see a Latino buying soul food. But we're going to go out there and support their taco truck. We can make tacos too. Sometimes we make better tacos. We can make a burrito too. We got to capitalize off of their demise. We got to capitalize. And this is a big opportunity for all of y'all. This is a big opportunity. As they go, we got to take back what belongs to us. And I have to tell you this. Because I'm telling you, and stop allowing these people to tell you that our children, that we should not have babies. We shouldn't be out here having babies. We got too many children. Your grandmother had 15. Some of y'all grandmothers had 17 children. They're out here putting Planned Parenthood, convincing our women that they should be out here aborting their children. No. We need to teach our women and our men that marriage is a good thing. That it's okay to get married. Because they have convinced our people that marriage is bad. They convince our people having children is bad because we're going to be extinct. We're going to be extinct if we keep going into the direction that we're going into, family. If we keep going into the direction of where we're going, we're losing population. We're losing ground. We're losing ground on people. Why these people are overtaking. They're having children. They're dropping. They come here to have babies. Illegal immigrants come here to have. The mama might get deported, but she had the baby already. Margaret Sanger, she told our people that she convinced our people to abort. Stop aborting your children. Be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply, family. I would like to thank you guys for coming in, listening to my rant. I got to get back to work. My 30-minute, my break is over with. But y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all make sure y'all share the video. I am so sorry we had some technical difficulties that was going on earlier. I had a couple of technical difficulties. I had a phone call. So whenever I get a phone call, it will throw StreamYard off. So I apologize for the little delays that I did have, but I thank you guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Also share the video. Like I said, the only way we're going to grow as a people. Shout out to Black Indian, my brother Black Indian. I haven't seen you in a long time. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? And remember, I am on TikTok. You guys support my TikTok channel. Things are going big on TikTok. I'm approaching 20K on TikTok, doing real good on TikTok. And shout out to my TikTok followers who have came over here too. But I'd like to thank you guys. I'm on this channel. I am monetizing my channel, so you will see a lot of things that I'm doing over here. That shout out to that brother Smoke Signal and many other American Indians that came in here supporting the channel. Shout out to all of you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to one another. If you dislike what I say, you can hit the dislike button. Okay. If you like what I say, hit the like button. Also remember to share the videos, okay? Okay, remember to share the videos. Y'all make sure y'all share the videos, okay? Cuz I make sure y'all share the videos, share the content. I will be going on as I've been promising you guys, giving you guys more content. Will be going on. I'm doing both contents now, so make sure y'all share the video, hit the like buttons, and catch the replay. Y'all make sure y'all catch the replay. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, thank you guys. It's good to see you guys. I will be doing more, and certain days I will be opening up the panels. Certain days I will be opening up the panels. Okay. You guys have a blessed evening.